Happy New Year! Well, that scared the cats. Happy New Year! I don't know about you guys, but I love New Year's Day. Not because I stayed up late drinking last night. Frankly, at my age, I'm lucky if I'm still awake at 10 o'clock. I love New Year's Day because it means they finally stopped playing Christmas music in retail stores and on the radio. I like New Year's Day because it is one of those rare occasions where I actually take a minute to look back and reflect and learn and then maybe look forward and plan. So taking a look back at the last year, I did publish a handful of sock patterns. There was Cordon, which was my first colorwork pattern. And then there was Laps, which was this pretty simple, easy, slipped stitch pattern that works really well with self-striping yarns. Knitty published Angular Velocity as a surprise in their spring-summer issue. And then I did Mally, which was my very first mystery sock, which, well, isn't really a mystery anymore. I reached back into Tolkien for some inspiration to do Belagost, which is this kind of cool textured cabled sock. And then there was my very first sort of dabbling with lace, where I made Shaking with Mirth, and it kind of worked out and looks kind of cool, I think, maybe. I hope people like it. And then of course there was also On the Edge of the Maelstrom, which wasn't really a new pattern for the year, but did become available to the general public for people who might want to knit it who weren't members of that club. There are two other projects of note that I'm rather pleased with. There's the big blue cabled sweater that I made. Then I also did Carmine and Rocco, which you've probably seen because I recorded videos about it recently. By the way, I've since discovered that both basil and basil are valid ways to pronounce that word. Outside of knitting, there were some things that happened, like I spent an absurd amount of money on Rooney. Thanks, Vet Bill. Speaking of an absurd amount of money, my kitchen went from looking like this at the beginning of the year to this. I also started vlogging, which I guess is notable. Looking ahead, I do have a few goals for the new year. Note that I said goals and not resolutions. I actually think New Year's resolutions are kind of silly and have a tendency to set people up for failure. But I do think it's important for people to have goals, and my goals really have, well, nothing at all to do with the fact that it's now 2016 and I won't remember to write that on checks when I write checks. Not that I write that many checks. Online banking has really changed that. The first goal that I'm working towards right now is to finish the sweater that I'm working on, because it's not really there just yet. While it might be kind of fun and entertaining to wear an unfinished sweater in a video, it's not really something that I feel comfortable wearing outside. I also plan to lose a little bit of weight. You see, during that period of time between the National Day of Gluttony and Football, Thanksgiving, and the day where we celebrate consumerism and Christmas, I have this really annoying tendency to, well, eat all of the food. And as a result, I've put on a few optional pounds. And for the sake of my lower back, I would like to opt out of them. I do have a few sock patterns in the works that will be coming out in the next few months. I also really want to read more. I really like reading. It's something that I've always enjoyed, but I kind of fell out of the habit of doing it about 4 years ago because I used to have this commute from hell. 3 hours in Washington, D.C. traffic every single day is a nightmare. Well, it just dawned on me a couple of weeks ago that I stopped having that commute 4 years ago, and I probably have time to read more. So I started reading, and it's great. It made the brain juices start to flow. Brain juices? Really? That's the best I can come up with? Anyway, so I've read, in the last 2 weeks, I've read 2 books. I've really enjoyed it. I plan on doing it some more. I've set aside time every day to sit down with me and a book and, well, probably 1 or 2 cats and read. Also, since I apparently like living in a nice house, but not actually having money in the bank, I'm probably going to remodel my bathroom. This terrifies me more than I can find words to express. I also have this strange urge to learn more about lace. Ever since Butlers Abroad made a comment in February on my blog challenging me to do lace, it's sort of been gnawing away at me. I mean, I understand the basic concepts of yarn overs and decreases. I mean, that's pretty simple, but it does things to the fabric that I haven't quite completely wrapped my brain around, even though I did do a lace sock. But I'm gonna get there, I guess. I think. I mean, we'll see. It may never make sense. So that's basically kind of what my goals are at the moment. I mean, I may decide to ditch them because I don't want to spend a small fortune on my bathroom or will just procrastinate about something. But that's kind of what's going on with me at the moment when I think about the new year. And do you guys have like goals for the new year, or do you do resolutions, or do you just kind of go with the flow? Because that's totally okay too. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great new year. And since some of you seem to think that there needs to be more images of cats, I give you 20 seconds of my cats playing with one of their Christmas presents. Yes, my family gives my cats Christmas presents. In fact, the cats got more Christmas presents than I did. Cue the music, enjoy, and then go knit something.